Welcome to the Edge Up Podcast with your hosts Reed and Glenn from Hawaii Trading Academy. So I want to bring a little context into today's episode on our Edge Up Podcast. And it happens to be just the whole idea of getting in sync with the markets, And I want to use an analogy of, traffic, right? When we're trying to get from destination from point A to point B, right? Say we got to get on the freeway from the city streets. And what do we have to do? We have to get on the on ramp, increase our speed, above from 25 to 50 or 60, right? Because we are trying to match the current speed of all the drivers on the highway. And we have to go ahead and, use your blinker, head check, guys. A lot of people don't even do that anymore. You got
blind spot.
We got blind spot assist, right? And the whole idea is to get in and merge with the ongoing traffic. And same thing, we could take that with trading where, say, you go on vacation or you just taking a break or you haven't kept up with the latest price action of the charts. The importance of getting in sync with the markets, I want to ask you, Reed, like what comes to mind when it comes to like, why is it important to be in sync with the markets?
Well, for one, my own personal experience, if you're not in sync, you're gonna fail, you're gonna lose. So I think an out of sync, when you're out of sync in the market, you're a non-profitable trader. That's the way I see it. So again, relating to myself is after coming back from a vacation, I needed to put some feeler trades out there just to see like where I'm at with the market, where I am with my analysis, and how my plan is functioning with the current market conditions. So I placed two small trades, like 0.1, 0.2 lot, and ended up losing both of them. And so that's when I knew, like, okay, I've been off of the charts for 2 weeks. I come in and I lose right away. That to me is a flag that I'm out of sync. And so, I mean, there's quite a few ways to like identify being out of sync. And for me, taking more losses than usual is like one of them.
It's lining yourself up with the markets, it's understanding what price is doing and not going in blindly and just crossing air. Like, because if you're out of sync, you almost might be just wishing you're just gonna cast out your trade and hope that it's gonna work out, rather than, okay, I know where price action is. This is what I'm gathering from it. I had a bias to go long, but the price action is going bearish. And that'll help pivot you to get on the right side of the trade rather than trying to be correct, for the market. So a few things you want to give to you guys is how to identify with being out of sync in the markets. One of it would be like missed trades or more losses than usual. Say you did a back testing and you have a 40% win rate, but you have lost the last 6 trades, right? And so like you're like, okay, something's up, right? My stats show that I have a strike rate of 40%, win rate, but I lost 6 out of the last 10 trades. And so that could be a cue for you, like, okay, like zoom out a little bit and just assess what's going on, see where your mental is at, because those 6 trades could be the things that start of you going on tilt or the start of a downward spiral. So we would, take a time to check yourself real quick. What other things do you think that could be identified with being out of sync?
Yeah, I'll list more, but I want to go off of what you just said. It triggered a mental note for me, is going off a tilt. I think that's something that's underplayed or not understood well enough. When you're out of sync with the market, it brought to the tune of you have that higher probability to be going into tilt, trading with emotions, adjusting your stop losses when you shouldn't be. I think that's another aspect of knowing when you're out of sync. hopefully you identify it sooner, but when you do start going like, "Oh shoot, I'm going on tilt. I feel my emotions. I feel angry." Like when those emotions start to rise and you could say it out loud, like, "I feel this way. I feel mad, sad. I feel angry at this loss." I mean, no loss is going to be feeling great, but there is a degree of how heavy you take those losses. So I think like taking excessive losses, coming back into the market and over leveraging, revenge trading. There's names for these when being able to identify when we're out of sync. I would say jumping the action, like jumping into trades too early, before your setup clearly presents yourself. So like an example is like, let's say you have a time frame to enter only after 8, but you're entering before like at 7. That's probably a general idea of like, hey, you might be out of sync. Last one I would say is like just over analyzing, second guessing yourself, being paralyzed, not confident, right? That I would say that. You have anything else to add, Glenn?
Yeah, no, going back to your what you were saying about like feeling your emotions, and then, you're saying that, oh, like you tell yourself, I'm starting to feel angry. Sometimes some people like, yeah, I think I kind of dealt with this before, where I would take my frustration out unknowingly on other people.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
that's true. Yeah.
And so, with the tone or body language, it's so easy to lose track on how that even began. It could be snowballing to something else, right? And so that just came to mind when you were talking about that. And yeah, like I said, it'll snowball of you just being more out of sync, right? Rather than catching it now. Don't let those feelings develop into things that you don't need, make it unnecessary, right?
Wait, I want to before we move on there, I want to add
Yeah.
to that even because like
Yeah.
now you made me think like the external environment plays a huge part in and if we're in sync or not too. That's something that of course is overlooked, but it's you could have a bad day at work and you come into the charts, you're like, "Oh, I'm good, I'm clear and clean," but you got to I think that's why a routine is important, having a certain routine to get you in sync.
Yeah, I mean, so we kind of identified like what it looks like to be out of sync. Piggy, let's bring it back to how do we know if we're in sync with the markets, Um, we felt it a bunch of times. They say you want to get in the flow, you want to trade in the zone, to me, like when I know that I'm doing pretty well in trading, not even just profit wise, P&L wise, but like the whole act of trading, to me, like it's easy. I feel light. Like I can go in, execute my plan, and not really be worried about it. Like I could sleep well. I'm not waking up in the middle of the night checking my phone because I have a trade going on. It's easy, like, yeah, and it'll reflect directly in your life, your private life, your personal life and your family and whatnot, because you're like, we're all good, and that leads to you to be able to accept the results more willingly, right? Win or loss. um you're there, you made peace on the way that the market's going to go, and you have a plan, you have your stops, your risk management, and you're ready to go, and one thing is to be caught up, like as far as price action, or being caught up with your journaling, being caught up with your chores, right? that that's good, because rather than playing catch up, and yeah, you were humans, we procrastinate, we put off things, we get lazy sometimes, but like those little small minute details can help you get in sync and stay in sync with the markets. It starts to get easy. It's like waking up, brushing your teeth in the morning, like it's mindless, right? Go take a shower, you have a routine there, like it doesn't take any brain power. You kind of want to get to that point with trading where you're not fighting your decisions, it's not sucking the energy out of you to execute that one individual trade. You have a game plan, an overall game plan, you have a direction, and all you got to do is show up, and follow your system and execute, you know? What else can you add to that, Reed?
Yeah, when I'm thinking about like when I'm in sync, I think I'm focused a lot easier. I'm able to do the thing I need to do. This is not just trading, but just in life in general, tasks to do. I'm easily focused. That flows into the market. And it goes back to like just being caught up with my journaling, with my latest trades, because that helps me. Like, is my plan hot or is it not? Do I need to step on the gas, or do I need to apply a little break here? And I love what you said, man. You said like when you're in sync, it doesn't necessarily mean profits, because we read books like Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas, and like you have to get in the zone to trade well. But I think the opposite is true as well. Like you could be out of sync and be profitable, but that doesn't mean you're trading correctly, right? And I think that's something that's super hard to understand as traders. It goes against everything that we've been taught, is that like being sync means profit, and it's actually not true. It's just like being sync means you're trading well. It goes, I refer to One Good Trade all the time by Mike Bill 4. One good trade, it doesn't mean you're gonna win, but it just means that you are in the right frame of mind. And I think that's a perfect motto. um, Another example is like when I am focused, when I am in sync with everything, you're finding that setup so easy. Like I'm able to identify the setup. I'm not second guessing myself or doubting. I'm not questioning any of my decision making. I'm easy to identify and easy to place that trade real fast. Yeah, not forcing anything.
A few little questions that we kind of want to share before we get into the trading session, take a 30 seconds, right? Before you even place a trade, we recommend just ask that question: how's my head outside of trading? Am I clear minded? You want to take a quick moment to evaluate your state of mind, because it's like a checkpoint, right? Are you ready to go? It's like those toll booths, right? You're going to go cross the bridge. You just go, you got to go through it. It takes a few seconds and then off you go. If you're That could be a detriment, I mean, a good checkpoint where, like, hey, you hit the toll booth and the person points out, hey, your tire's flat. So rather than you going straight to the bridge over it and getting stuck, you could just pull over and get change out of your spare. So same thing. How's my head outside trading? I'm frustrated today. Okay, let me take that into consideration. Like, is that gonna help my plan, or it's gonna ruin my trading night or trading day? So that little checkpoint is super precise. We want to give
Can
you
I
guys some.
interject here?
Go for
I
it.
want to interject here. It's like you made me think, right? Honesty. So honesty is like a character trait that I think you're not going to be a successful trader if you're not honest with yourself. I'm not. You could lie all you want to the world, but if you really want to be successful, and your journal is going to show, those profits are going to show if you're honest with yourself or not. And I think that's going into any trading session, that's most paramount, is you have to be have integrity with yourself and be honest with yourself. Am I frustrated today? I had a bad day, but whatever, fuck it, I'm just going to trade. Like screw it, I want to make money. That's going to make me feel better. You're not drawing back. You're like, okay, wait, I'm angry. Is this the best frame of mind to be in? And some people, and I'm talking about myself, man, is some people just won't ask those questions or answer them. Even just asking them is one part, but answering truthfully and honestly, that's the second phase of, I think, maturity and just experience in the market. Like you lie to yourself, the market's gonna humble you real quick. And so I think that's just something to take note of when you're asking these questions beforehand. Be honest. Be honest with yourself.
Be honest with yourself. Oh, that's so good. So actionable steps we want to give you guys to as we wind down this episode. You want to create a trading routine when you approach your desk, when you start your trading day. A lot of the greats, they have routines. I think Michael Jordan he has to lace up his own shoes before getting into the game. that helps him get into routine, helps him get into the right mind frame. Some breath work, with the Wim Hof method. There's all types of different ways on just doing breath work. That way, I think scientifically it's proven to help get the blood flowing and reframe your mind, clear your mind actually. um you want to have a clean environment, you want to have a peaceful environment. You got some nice music going on in the background if you need to, or you have a little diffuser going on for the smell, right? You want to have something that just puts you at ease rather than a stressful environment. Yeah, I mean, we look at New York, the pits at the stock exchange, and everyone was yelling and all that, people just smoking and whatnot. That's a totally different environment, different beast, I think. But times have changed. You go to the floor now, I think it's a little more laid back, right? From what I seen the
Well, I mean,
videos.
didn't they close like most of the actual trading floors now too?
Yeah, they did. I think
Oh,
London was one of the last ones, the metals
yeah,
floor.
yeah.
They closed it, but now, because everything's electronic now,
Yep.
right? And so we have to adapt to the times. Who knows how it's gonna be in the next few decades? I don't know, right? Yeah, I mean, what else can we, like,
Yeah, like
actionable steps?
I'm thinking of, like, environment, right?
Yeah.
Environment is very important. One, clean environment. Two, at your desk, you know, because I think like, okay, what if you're out at a party or a dinner or something? You can't be at the charts now, but you have your phone. Of course, the phone with our technology, it's so easy to access the charts. In my opinion, an actual actionable step is to just leave your phone down. Don't even look at the charts. Don't even trade it. Risk management's a different story, but I think like managing your trade. But I think when you're out, just don't even analyze the market. Don't even check your phone.
Yeah. You remind me,
Um, yeah,
real
yeah,
quick, real quick, for that particular actionable step. uh Someone, I think Jesse Etzler quoted, it's like, you are where your feet are. So if you're at that party, right,
yeah.
be
Be
at that
present.
party, be present. I know you
Yeah.
want to show all your friends off your freaking trading account, be like, yo, look at this, man.
Yo,
It's
Bitcoin pop.
okay.
Check it out.
That's fine. You turn it into a story, you talk story with it, but like, don't go ahead and be a jerk and just make trades off of it just to, show your ego, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so be where your feet are. Okay. You
I like that. I like
close it
that.
off.
Yeah, and I mean, another thing is like when I'm experiencing losses for myself, I'll take breaks. Like I'll overall break from the phone, from the internet, like seriously off of social media, off of Twitter, just anything that is stimulating for the mind. Like that's news, that's even talking to people, like just be in your own little world, take a break. um, I'll always revert to back testing as an actionable step, man. When you're out of sync with the market, you want to back test and you want to journal to just to be one caught up, but to know that hey, my system is still working in this market environment, the current market environment. And then I'll end it with the last one here, man. Is feel good, do good. Um, it starts with health, man. Eating well, nutrition, and getting enough sleep and just moving the body, just overall health. That'll help you get in sync as well.
Yeah. I mean, some days, some losses, you need some comfort food, man, a
Hey,
little bit of ice cream.
that's right. But like, so like those one-off days, have that in your plan. Like, hey, when I need that mental break, I'm gonna indulge a little bit, and that's totally fine if we're intentional, like you said, to be
Yeah.
present in the moment
Yeah.
and indulge as much as you want, but have a plan. Like, have some barriers along those indulgences. I think that's the best way
Sure.
to create a life balance. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so bringing it back to how, why is it important to stay in sync with the markets? How do I know if I'm out of sync, right? And getting back into sync is these actionable steps that you can take today, right? Before you start trading in your session. So, share this with someone that that comes to mind. send us a shout out, comment, free feel uh free feel free to comment or share, and hopefully you guys found this valuable. Thanks for listening.
Whether you're looking to improve your trading mindset and growth, we'll provide you with the tools, tips, and inspiration you need to make your next breakthrough. So tune in and let's edge up together.